misogyny, white supremacy, masculinity. I know that these are hot topics right now, and what I'm going to talk about now, masculinity, is like walking through a field of landmines, mainly because I happen to be a white male who is mansplaining a subject. So, wish me luck. Welcome back to my channel. What's great about ideas is that they're abstract. They don't depend on any one person, one gender, one race, nothing. And we can all hold similar ideas, or not, and debate them. It's a wonderful concept. It's almost like art. Art doesn't depend on who the artist was. If the actual piece of art is true and good, then anyone who looks at the art will take something out of it. It's really powerful. So anyway, talking about
masculinity.
One of the reasons why I dressed up like this is not my normal day-to-day outfit, is because this is more or less the outfit of the men in the church that I went to when I was younger. When I was going through puberty, when I was discovering my attraction to men, when there were hormones and I didn't know who the heck I was looking to role models in order to figure out what I needed to do. So I started dressing like this. High water jeans, button-down shirt tucked in at the waist with a belt. Here's a scruffy beard, even though I wasn't allowed to have a beard when I was younger, and long hair, forget it. Besides realizing that my attraction to men didn't put me into the normal social structure of man, woman, wife, husband, mother, father, I couldn't find my place inside of the structure that was given to me through my religious formation. I also just found myself a little bit more in tune with my emotions and a little bit more sensitive. I didn't really have this overt strength like I had to show everyone that I was powerful, that I had to beat my friends in wrestling and I had to show that no, I never felt that need, at least not to the degree that other guys were doing that. Most of my friends were girls. I found them way more mature, and I could speak to them about more subjects than just, hey, did you see that girl? You know what I mean? But although I saw all of these differences that I had in general with the men in my life, especially in that religious congregation, I knew that I was a man and they were men. The difference was just the degree. I thought, okay, we're both men, we both have masculinity. I just need more masculinity because I'm too sensitive, or I like men. So in religion, I saw the manly characteristics to be strength of will and character, a heroic and virtuous life, and attraction to women. Now, this is where things get a little bit sticky. Many people who leave the religious social structure will say everything in that structure is bad. So they go from one extreme to another, and they throw out not only maybe the bad aspects that they witness, that they're going against, but even the good. If religion says the woman is in the home as a mother, the father is at work, people will say that that is essentially misogynistic, when in reality, it's just a choice. There's nothing essentially misogynistic in that structure. Hear me out. The problem is not masculinity. It's like if you take all men and generalize all the common traits that you can find within men and create a list and label it masculinity. That's not the problem. The problem is the individual embodiment of those ideas. Okay, for example, the idea of fatherhood. So take two fathers, two completely different fathers, two individuals. One of them, by their behavior, you would say, oh, he's a bad father. And then another one who shows different characteristics, we say, that's a good father. The father part is not the good part or the bad part. That doesn't determine a person being good or bad. What's good or bad is how the individual acts. Who is the individual? The person is good or bad. Who happens to be a father? So let's take that to a man. We look at two individuals and we say, oh, that's a bad man or that's a good man, not because of the man part. It's who the person is as an individual, how they act, what their character is. That's the good or bad part, not because he's a man. So now we have two ideas. The one is taking the general traits of masculinity and making an ideal version of every man that exists, and then imposing that on every man and forcing that man to become a certain way. In religion, that's what they do. So if you fall short of this ideal version of masculinity, that means you are falling short as an individual. That's what I experienced. And then on the other foot, you have people who come across a bad man or even a bad group of men who are misogynistic. In fact, they act in that way. They are misogynists. But instead of condemning the individual or the group of individuals, they condemn masculinity. It isn't masculinity who's acting like that. No. It's the person who happens to be a man. Maybe they're using their position inside their own social structure, which gives them the opportunity to be misogynistic, but that doesn't make them the representative of masculinity. I think if we are able to separate the two, the idea of masculinity and the individual manifestation of masculinity, then it will shine some light on maybe what the real problem is. And besides that, this constant attack on masculinity, okay, sure, whatever, but no one's offering an alternative. It's like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't be like this, don't be like this. And you're just creating a system just like religion, where it creates paranoia in the young men who are just trying to figure out what they need to do, and they don't have a guide. Just a thought. I know this was a heavy topic, but I hope that you can see my goodwill. If not, oh well. Let me know what you think down below. I'll try to respond. I think that it's important that we talk about it, that we actually sit down and talk about it. This is just my 2 cents from my experience. I hope that you like the video, share the video, tell people about it, give me some feedback. I have many videos planned in the future, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for spending some few minutes with me. Have a great day.